everybody, welcome to TPG's world. It's me, TPG. Welcome back. It is the 14th of August, 2017. As you guys see, I'm wearing my Hating is a Disease shirt. You can get you one at my store, so check that out below. But let's talk about a few things. Let's talk about what happened. First of all, let me start off with this vlog by saying I was able to go to my dad's and take a shower, y'all, and I feel so much better. I feel like a whole new man. I just needed to take a hot shower. Oh, so I feel so much better. I still didn't get a chance to shave yet, but the guy will be here shortly to fix my my water. What happened, we think, was that the knob on the bathtub broke, and so it was just running and running and running and running. So I had to shut off all the water until somebody could get here and fix it. But I went out and bought the part, so hopefully that's all that's wrong with it. It's nothing serious, and it'll take you about a minute or so to put it in, and it'll be cool and it'll be done. And I won't have to worry about it anymore. But yeah, it's just crazy. We don't have any water in your house. Like, you can't wash clothes, you can't do anything. Just the stuff that happens is just crazy. So guys, I want to talk about what happened this weekend, because I've already received a couple of texts, a couple of letters, and a couple of messages on my page already about what happened, and, you know, did I go out of town, and how was my visit with Kevin, etc., etc., etc. Basically, guys, here's what happened. Throughout the week, I talk to Kevin every night. We talk every single night between, we have our time that we talk every single night. And I noticed throughout this last week, he was just getting called in all the time, busier and busier and busier. He got called in one night. And I'm not going to reveal to y'all what his job is, but he does work a really crazy job where he gets called in a lot. And he works a job where he can't just go in and say, hey, I quit. Kind of like I do as a teacher. We can't do that. We can't just say, hey, I quit. We have to go in and, there's a whole process you got to follow. But, so you can't do that when you work in jobs like education, or when you work in like jobs like his. So anyway, he, like Dunkin' Donuts, I can just walk in tomorrow and go, hey, I quit, and I'm done. But you can't do that with these kind of jobs. So anyway, he had got called in, and it was really long, and it was just crazy. And we talked on the phone briefly on Thursday night, and I knew when we hung up the phone, I had a really gut feeling in the bottom of my soul that I said that Kevin was going to make it. I knew something was going to come up, probably. That's the way I felt. Well, I had to work at Dunkin' the next day at 6 a.m. So at 6, I got up around 4:30ish, 4:45, and I heard my phone go off, so I got up. And at 4:30, I got a text from Kevin saying he had been called, he was postponing his flight, and he had to go to work, and he was mad as heck because he was fighting it, and he didn't know what was going on, but he would let me know something. Well, I'm going to tell you guys honestly, myself as a person, I don't like to get my hopes up about things, because I don't like the crash that happens, if that makes sense. Like when my mom died, I saw her. My mom was in a coma basically a month before. I got my hopes up so much, then all of a sudden she was going to live. She did good. She came out, and I was like, yay. And then, I saw my mom on a Friday. I had my hopes up she was getting better, and she was dead on Sunday. I was sitting there having a talk with her on Friday, and Sunday she was dead. So I try, sometimes after that, I just learned not to really get your hopes up. Like when I auditioned for Hairspray, I had my hopes up so high. I didn't want to get my hopes up too high, because then if I didn't get the part, the crash is hard. I don't like the crash down. So I got my hopes really high that Kevin was coming. I really put a lot of trust in this whole issue. He didn't show up, and so when we finally got to talk, we fought all day long through text messages, and a lot of angry things were said. And then he called me. I guess it was Friday. Saturday Friday afternoon at work, Friday morning, and we got into a very bad fight on the phone. Things were said on both our parts, but things were said, and it ended up with us hanging up the phone and then spending the rest of Friday just yelling at each other through text messages. Saturday was the same way. Saturday was us arguing. I couldn't get a straight answer if Kevin was coming or not. I had by this, and of course I had not had play practice. I wasn't going to go to play practice. I had, taken off work and all this stuff. So Saturday I ended up going to play practice, which, as you know, I did do a live stream, a live video. So I didn't get to go to play practice, which worked out to be good, because I got to work on the 3 songs that my character Edna Turnblad is in. So I'm one up on those that I would have had to go back and make up later. So anyway, Saturday, Kevin and I got into a bad fight. It was bad. We got into a really bad fight. And when I got home from rehearsal and everything, he called me from work, and it was bad. And he ended up breaking up with me. And so just through arguing, because we were both arguing, and I think, he was going through something, I was going through something. I think a lot of things were said, when really I think we should have just not said anything and just dealt with it the best we could. So we ended up talking Saturday night again. He called me Saturday night because I was just, hesitant. Da, 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 da. And then finally he called me, and we talked on the phone. A friend of mine came to visit, and a friend of mine got really, really angry, got involved, started calling people, started texting people, which that my friend had no right to do, but I'm not going to go into that detail right now. But my friend was causing a lot of grief. I didn't have to send my friend home. I was in a really bad state because to me, this was the biggest emotional thing I've gone through. I think it's even worse than when my mom died. It was just, I'd gotten my hopes up so high and put so much faith and trust in this whole situation. So Kevin called me Saturday night. We fought. He was out with his friends. He had went out with his friends, and he deserved that because he'd had a long week, and he went out with his friends to hang out, just to kind of unwind and chill and get over his own personal disappointment of not being able to come see me. So he was out with his friends. He called me. We got into a huge yelling match again, screaming match. He then called me that night when he got home, and we talked a lot, and we worked a lot of things out, and we're back together now. We talk, and things are cool, and I think me and Kevin both have things that we need to work on in our relationship. We see them now a lot more than we did. I'm devastated and very sad that I didn't get to see Kevin because I really wanted to. But again, guys, it was my fault for putting my hopes up high in that he was going to show up. He says that he's going to come by the end of summer, and he knows my policy that he wants me to spend Christmas with him in his town of Chicago, and I will not go to Chicago unless Kevin has came and stayed with me. And I've met him here in my town before I go off to Chicago with him. That's what we've talked about since the very beginning of our meeting. And so whenever it's possible, if that's what happens, that's what happens. But Kevin knows how it is. He knows that's the way we've always discussed that. So, I again, I was so devastated, and because I fell so hard, I wanted to be left alone. I didn't want to be bothered. I didn't want to talk to anybody. And then when me and Kevin started fighting, because I was so crazy about Kevin, I wanted to work things out with Kevin, and my mind was 50,000 places. I was shutting off my friends. And after it was all over, and after Kevin and I kind of just chilled and talked on Sunday and got everything, we just chilled and talked. We have a little tiff, but I think we have a different understanding, and I think we know there's going to be some things that we're going to do differently. But as far as that goes, but right now with Kevin and I, I'm going to, it's in his court. If Kevin wants to come here, he knows, but, I still care about Kevin a great deal. Nothing's changed for me about that way. That weekend, I just needed, after it was all over with Kevin and after, such an emotional battle, I just had to kind of chill. And some people got a little upset with me. They, didn't understand why I wasn't talking to them, and things like that. And I think, they were almost viewing me as I was trying to push them away, or they were villainizing me, trying to just, but it's not that. It's, I just needed to feel bad for a while and be mad at the situation and mad at myself for letting my hopes get, be put 100% in this situation, and just mad at everything, and just really upset. I just needed to be mad. And now that I'm not mad anymore, I'm okay about it, Where Kevin and I lie, I don't know, guys. I honestly don't. It's up to me and him, I guess. We'll figure it all out. Kevin and I will figure out our situation in our time, and that's all we can do. And some people have said things already. I've had people call me and say, negative things, whatever, and it is what it is. And there was a lot of mean, horrible things said, guys. A lot of mean, horrible things said on both our parts. We're not both innocent by any means. I'm not trying to throw all this on Kevin, or on myself. We both said a lot of mean things to each other to hurt each other's feelings. And it's definitely true in The Best Little Whorehouse in Texas, the movie with Dolly Parton and Burt Reynolds. Dolly Parton has a line that's one of my favorite lines in real life as a quote, and I want to get a shirt made of this one day. It says, "People say a whole lot of things they don't mean when they're angry." And I have always been that way. And the first time I saw that movie and heard Dolly Parton say that quote, I was a little boy, like knee-high to a grasshopper, And I just always remember thinking that, people when they're mad or they're angry or they're hurting, they say so many things that they don't mean. And I'm famous for that, and I'm constantly realizing that. And so I'm trying to do better about that in my life in general. But I don't want people to think that because I haven't spoken to them in days or whatever. And then, when I say something to them again, I'm villainized, I'm made to be bad and all this stuff, because I'm really I'm not perfect, guys. I'm not by any means, and I'm sorry if people hold me to that extreme, but I'm gonna always speak my mind. And if a friend of mine or someone doesn't like what I have to say, then I'm sorry. Just like if I'm not always gonna like what my friends have to say, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna like dislike them or hate them or say that I'm tired of them or so and so's tired of them or you know just whatever or because that's not the way it is. That's just not how it is. But I just want to say, I just needed some time to chill. I don't know how to feel, guys. Like I said, it's up to Kevin. Kevin has to. He knows that in order for me to go see him in Chicago for Christmas, which I really hope to do. I've been thinking about it, making plans with him for a long time about it. He knows to come down here for the weekend, and I think if he can get that time off to figure out when he can do it, maybe he can come down and see me. That the ball's in Kevin's court as far as that's concerned. But anyway, guys, I wanted to catch you guys up because I know everybody's been waiting to see what happened. It was truly probably one of the most emotional times in my life since the death of my mom and my brother. It was just really big, and it was more of myself again, like I said, allowing myself to get my hopes up in any situation and putting my hopes into believing that someone could love me and someone could want to be with me. That was my first thought, is that I knew this was too good to be true. I knew that he didn't want me. I'm not this attractive man, because I've never seen myself as this attractive man. So these were all the things running through my mind, and I'm sure none of it was true or whatever. And even if it is, I don't know. Kevin's always been very complimentary of myself, of my looks and things. But you don't know. And I've heard everybody say, and I've already had people say some negative things about it and about the situation. And I'm sure I expected that, and I'm sure Kevin expects that, and I'm sure it's going to happen in the comments below. Now, if your comments are bad, I will not put them on my page. If they're too horrible, please feel free to speak your mind on the situation, but please don't be name calling and stuff like that. That's just not fair to do to anybody. Okay, I don't mind just saying your comments. I'm sure nobody minds saying your comments, but just don't call names, and don't be pointing fingers and calling names, because it's not a nice thing to do. Okay, but anyway, guys, I'm just leaving it up to Kev to figure out what to do. Just let him figure out how it's going to work for him. Maybe things were going a little too fast for us. Maybe that was the situation. Maybe I think we met and things were just crazy, and things went so fast from, bam, 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 to bam, here we were. Maybe that was part of the problem, and maybe we need to slow down. And there's a part of me that feels that way, that feels like maybe that's my situation too, is that we needed to slow down just a little bit and kind of chill. If you guys see, that's my bag. Actually, my duffel bag is still packed back there. I was just unpacking my stuff. I made this video earlier to just unpack everything that I had packed up for the weekend already. So just basically, like I said, maybe that's it. Maybe I just feel like maybe we took things a little too fast and we just needed to slow down a little bit. So, when Kevin and I are able to talk, and after, I think there's still some feelings right now that are just a little like touchy, touch. And when all that's over, said and done, like the ABBA song, when all is said and done, I think he and I'll be able to talk about it a little bit more calmly, and to be able to, because I was so upset myself, but yet Kevin was upset too, so it was a lot of, myself going, oh, I'm upset, this, that, and the other. And I'm sure Kevin was just as upset as I was, because he seemed to be looking forward to it. We had made plans. People have said, oh, are these plans real, whatever. I took them for face value. To my knowledge, guys, Kevin has stood by everything he's ever said to me. He's never lied to me. He sends my dogs dog food every so many weeks. He's, he sent me gifts and things like that. So he's never let me down in any other way. So, I believe it. So we'll see what happens in the future. Like I said, there are things that are gonna, that have changed a little bit. Things that have changed a little bit, I think, for both of us. Things that we know we need to work on. And we'll improve on those things eventually. But anyway, guys, I love you guys. Remember, hating is a disease, and some folks need to get well soon. Get your shirts from my shop, guys. Get them. And I got a lot coming up in the future. I'm about to start school back on Friday. I'm so excited about that. But yeah, so anyway, so make sure you guys follow my channel. Thank you guys who do that. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and that like button, that share button. Spread the word. Get my channel out there. Make sure you check out all my friends that are my streamers, live stream friends, and all that stuff. Just make sure you check everybody out. Get everybody going. Support your YouTube channels. I love you guys. Remember to be you, because everyone else is taken. Okay, guys? I love you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.